Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid.
Well, we talked about what it takes to be the perfect Call of Duty player. If we could take body parts from every player, we'd use this solid chassis right here, the porterhouse. Hey, you didn't see that? Well, now...
I saw it. Trust me, I saw it.
What did you think of that?
I thought that was the most hideous human being ever created. And
well, it used your torso, so we'll talk about that later. First, we got to do our PlayStation instant reaction. You played fantastic in that series. I want to talk about your team as a whole, though. Right now, when you match up against two of the top squads right now, I'm looking at FaZe, I'm looking at the Huntsmen. Those matchups have been tough for you guys. What's going on there?
Honestly, we're making like small mistakes, and those are the two best teams in the world, so they're going to obviously punish us on them. So that's what's happening.
One of the things I said about those two squads is if you manage to beat them, it'd be a better revenge story than a linear cat. We'll see if we're going to be able to get that, but we know you're going up against OpTic. What do you think about this team now that they've made some changes here at this tournament?
I'm excited to play them. I mean, you know, that's basically like my old team mixed with the old 100T teams. So I think it's, you know, another home series here. We're playing the home team again in winners semis. So, or winners, yeah. I don't know what the hell it is, but JCap, I'm coming for you.
All right, JCap, you better be ready. We're jumping to it.
Cap, I'm never gonna unblock you on Twitter, ever.
I actually didn't realize that he had him blocked on Twitter until that.
Well, I asked Cap about that, and Cap actually said he blocked him. So who really cares, though? I mean, it's awesome.
I don't think the series is going to boil down to who's blocking who on Twitter. But what I do love about this and why I want to see this particular matchup, Krim kind of alluded to it. The old teams, the old chemistry, but now Slashers, OpTic. But you had TJ and Dashy, the team of Krim last year. And after the poor results at Champs last year, Krim, when that team dissolved, and even before that, had some select words, some choice words to talk about those young players with being lazy, not putting in the effort. Like, he went at them multiple times. Well, now they get to play each other.
Yeah, and then on the OpTic side, right, it's sort of, we knew this was the weekend they had to step up. 0 points coming into this. They win 2. We're up to 20, but now you're in a semifinal against a Dallas Empire team that has been to a final at a home series. Their only losses really to Chicago and Atlanta. Where are the rest of the teams? Where are they at right now? Because you and I were talking about it, right? I mean, if OpTic wins this, where do we put them? That is the question. Can they do it a number of weekends in a row?
They're going to jump way past 12, I'll tell you that much. But what's interesting about OpTic is the role change coming into this. And what's funny is we thought Dashy, with how good he was with the Maddox last year, a do-it-all sort of super weapon like the MP5 should be very good for him, right? Like, that makes sense. Slasher then in its natural role in a main AR. They bumped heads early in the year. They had Dashy at AR, they had Slasher at Flex. But now, Dashy's put up numbers. He was in like the top 5 KD with an MP5 overall. And I actually DM'd him last night. I said, who would have thought Dashy would be good with a do-it-all weapon? He replied with that like Jim gif from The Office when he's leaning back in the car and hiding. Like, I think he realizes now, like, he can get twisted with that gun, leave much more of an impact on the map, and put Slasher where he's most comfortable.
I just think that maybe Dashy forgot who was on his team and what Slasher did. Last year, obviously, Slasher didn't run that main AR role. He had Octane on the team. But remember, before that year, it was Octane, it was Slasher, it was Formal. Those were the 3 best ARs in the world.
Let me ask you a quick question. Slasher's usually very quick at learning the game. He's a very cerebral player, and he figures it out. Is it a little bit easier to learn when you're sitting back with the AR and kind of looking over your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, you can just sort of command the troops a little bit, right? You let the game come to you. You call out the spawns, where everybody's positioned, and then, yeah, it just makes it easier.
Well, now with the U.S. Army schedule, we've just got 3 matches remaining for you. The semifinals, OpTic versus Empire, Røkkr versus FaZe, and then your championship. But before we get to the match, it is your game fuel keys to victory. Let's take a look at either side. We're going to fire it up with OpTic first, Joe.
Yeah, you got to use that momentum from the last one. Well, really the last 2 wins. You have to keep this going. They beat a good team last night in Minnesota, and they own the entire series. TJ Halley has to keep frying. We talk about how good your submachine gun players have to be. If him and Kenny are on point, this team is going to be tough.
Yeah, I was worried TJ's like hands or controller weren't connected properly last event with the stats he put up. But now let's take a look at the keys to victory on the other side of the stage. The Dallas Empire closeout maps in the final moments. When you have those tight spots, those clutch moments, you have the veterans, you have the skill, you need to close it out. And then Illy, probably the one guy we haven't seen start the peak. That can be said for a a lot of players in the league, but Illy had massive expectations. He's got to get the improvement going.
Yeah, we still want to see more in the respawns, right? And when we just watched them a series ago, it was Crim6 really leading the way. They're winning, but they're winning by a few clutch moments. You want the slaying. You want to be a little bit more comfortable on the map. You know they know exactly how to play it. But it's like a lot easier when you have the people slaying around you. Crim, can he continue that into this one?
Yeah, it's like my key to victory for Dallas would be more, stop putting yourself in positions where you have to clutch up in the final moments. Like, close out the games. Yeah, close it out. Make it easier. A Gunrunner hardpoint to start it off. A matchup that I don't think many people saw as a semifinal here at the home series in Los Angeles. It's OpTic Gaming, the home team in LA, going up against Dallas Empire, who have already been to one final this year, vying to get into a second. But we're starting it off with Lord Dashy.
Well, Dallas right now, they obviously want to get some time, but you want to control the right side of the map. That's where we're going to be rotating to. Dashy with some nice shots on the Shotzzy. You can see the position that JCap wants to get to inside of crates. He has Slasher watching over him. Nice shots on the Clay, and he's going to go. He's going to find the second as well. JCap on point right now, but I love this from him. He's slowing it down. He knows he's the only player here from his team, and while he's doing this, Kenny's pushing the other side of the map. OpTic right now on point.
Well, let's see what Kenny can do. As I still refuse to call you Quavo, you will always be Kenny in my heart, forever and always. JCap has had a nice start.
They have to get
but
kills,
that number 4, he's still stuck in the back. Now, there's a spawn out, though. One is going to spawn out. Look where number 5 pops in JCap. So you get the spawn. It's going to be parallel, though, with 2 players wrapping back from Empire. This is the fight.
A big fight right now. Kenny's going to lose the one to Crim. The spawns are still there. Those spawners have to watch. There's going to be a pinch coming in from the Dallas side as well. This is a huge set of gunfights going down. Who's going to come out on top? That's 2 down for either side. Hook on the flank. He's going to find a second. OpTic Gaming, they're inside the hill. They still have some luck. He spawns in. It's just back and forth inside.
I think with that pinch from Hook, I was pretty startled that they spawn top right if you're OpTic. Yeah, you get blessed a bit. We know how close the game wants to spawn you towards it, but still, I thought they were in trouble. But it's only 6 points on the scoreboard for OpTic Gaming. Dallas doing such a great job around the objective. Illy using every bullet in the clip before he will fall. Hook, though, great start out of him at 8 and 5.
And I think you look at this 2 ways. For OpTic, this is great because you spawned on the wrong side. You know, you weren't supposed to get a lot of points here. You're not going to have a tie game, but you're right into it. For Dallas, you lost the spawns, right? But you were able to contest some of that early time. You didn't give a full 60 for Dallas.
I think Kenny needed to win that one-on-one with Crim6. Like, he needed to win that one-on-one. He got set up earlier. He had to take that and be there to fight with his teammates. We'll see if Kenny can pick it up as we get deeper into this game, but over to mine entrance we go. Dallas Empire inside. Here comes the collapse now from OpTic as they come surging on forward. Cap and Slasher able to get a pick. Quavo then through on the pinch. Out from Vent come Dashy. It's mayhem at the point, but there's the pinch.
I think that smoke actually hurt him. You saw Hook throw the smoke so he could cross, but I think 2 OpTic members just flew right on through that smoke. They caught Dallas off guard, and yeah, that started the pinch on the hill. So a little bit unlucky. They weren't expecting OpTic to fly on through. JCap now with the knife, just trying to play his life. Trying to do what he can to finesse. Sliding around, could he get the knife? Just comes up short. But on the hill, it's Dashy finding kills, finding this scrap time.
Clay was panicking, bro. He's like, I better hit my shot or I'm going to the butchering Cap. But we're looking at a lead change now. If OpTic can hold the remaining time in our first semifinal matchup, we've got Minnesota FaZe to go after this one. TJ not able to win it. Out to cargo containers now. The left side of the map, the crucial part of this. Keep your eyes on it as people vie for control, fight for control to set up for warehouse next. Your next money hard point in this set of rotations.
Yeah, I think Crim, who tried flanking through green, was trying to find a kill on the Cap, but Cap was able to stay alive. This is big time for OpTic. They're still controlling the side of the map that they want. TJ's inside. He's got Slasher watching over him. All green in the kill feed. Woo! TJ starting to light it up. That's going to be a 3x multi-kill for him. JCap and Dashy around him. All green right now. 20 seconds left. You see on your mini-map, 1 or 2 players from Dallas trying to push through that vent side of the map. But OpTic, a great job behind TJ's killing spree.
17 and 11. This is a guy that had, what, a .75 in Atlanta? He was just bad. Now showing that he can play with the best. What a start to the game.
Well, I think that's what was so frustrating, right? We knew what these 2 young guns can do. We saw it at times last year.
And when Cap is gonna nuke, you know things are looking good for OpTic. But it's a 15-point lead now inside a warehouse. How much time can they turn this into? They're stacking up with a pinch coming in with, I believe, Kenny that spawned out. Him and JCap both going to spawn deep, and they should be able to pinch in. They collapse on both sides of this, and it's going to completely thwart the push from Empire. That's exactly what's going to happen. Nice hold thus far for OpTic Gaming.
Where has this been all year?
That's a great question, Joe.
That's a great question. Still, these 20 seconds, they'll be down about 70, Dallas Empire. TJ continues to fry. TJ, my goodness. He's just playing at such a fast pace, and he just continues to go as Clay right to his right.
Well,
of course, at that point, you're challenging that one.
Yeah, he rechallenges everything. He was going for it, even though he was one hit. Lead building and building now into our second set of rotations as we get back to mid-map. It's Slasher with the M4 trying to put in work as the talent around him has just been flying and causing pain to this Empire lineup. It's been several hard points since they've found really any kind of success. Empire desperately need an early setup and hold.
Yeah, well, there's going to be the flip where OpTic Gaming, they're going to spawn at Depot, so that's great for them. You're still getting a little bit of time. You have 30 seconds to work with, too, if Dallas to try to flip those spawns once more, but it's 4 kills from OpTic. Going to give them mid-map control. They're trying to find Shotzi, and with that kill, they will find him top bathroom. Dashy just wants to contain right now, but gets taken down. And now it's JCap's turn.
Running out of ammo again, going to the trusty knife, but no chance to make the play. But a good job contesting, a good job getting the flip. And now OpTic in a really big position to maybe eclipse the 200-point mark and put this game to bed. A stronghold here, I think, might put it out of reach. It's Dashy! 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 5 spree, 4 in a row. Big Bruce burying Empire.
This is scary, though. You see where Dallas is spawning. He was so far pushed out, but they were ready for it. Slasher and TJ, they knew it was a possibility. They have to get the kills. You hear the Bruce chance, you hear the OpTic chance starting to come on through. But yeah, you get all the kills mid-map, but you may have given Dallas spawns. It's one of those things that I just don't think they were ready for.
Just fought it a little bit too far from the hard point. It's crazy when you think about getting punished by a 4x multi-kill, but that may have been the case as the back spawn's in for Empire. They'll turn this into time, and it's a big time because this all goes to OpTic. This game is more than likely over. Did you do enough to stay in the hunt if you're Empire, Joe?
Well, they got to have a big minecart hold here. I mean, you know, you maybe disrupt about 20 seconds.
What happened last time? You said it was a smoke, right?
It was a smoke that hooked through where the OpTic Gaming members just slipped on through. You'd see what OpTic's trying to do. They're trying to set up a pinch. They're going to get one player out of the hill. Hook, though, still controlling that train track area. He gets taken down. There's one more player trying to work the pinch. That was Cap. He gets cut down. So now all the pressure going to be towards the front of the hard point. Dallas, they can readjust. They can get ready for these pushes.
Yep, this is their chance to answer. They're sitting 2 through on the pinch, but Dashy does get caught. I think TJ was able to sneak through the crack, so TJ might be able to pinch. This is a good chance to get them out of the hard point, but what a snap it is from Illy. TJ finally gets there. It gets Empire out of the hard point, at least for a moment.
But it's one of those things where if that kill goes down on the hill, TJ's in a position to cut off the reinforcement. So a huge play by Illy inside the hill to really just adjust TJ's positioning and where he was going with that route. And you needed a hold here, and you got it. That 70-point lead now going to be down to about 30. So a good job by Dallas Empire to continue to stay alive. And that's what really has been the narrative with Dallas. They're always in their game, giving themselves an opportunity.
Well, and the other narrative has been clutching up in those final moments. So can they do it one more time? We know OpTic have thrown away some maps early in this tournament to Guerrillas. Does it happen again, or can they close it out here? So far, so good out inside of crates, but Hoop trying to go right up the gut. TJ able to snap and respond. Slasher and Dashy with the headshots and head skirts. outskirts, get them out of the hard point.
I tell you where this 50-point deficit has come through. It's been this hill number 4. I mean, the first time around, it was all OpTic gaming. The second time around, you finally have it to contest coming in and some time being earned by Dallas. But look at that, number 5, one player, JCap, all the way back warehouse, just trying to stay alive, trying to wait for his teammates. TJ maybe giving him a call out or two. TJ's gonna come out. JCap's gotta help him. JCap has to help him. They have to find him. When is JCap gonna come out? There's the first one. Can he find the second? Not able to do so, but Slasher's there. He buys enough time. He flips the spawns, and now OpTic, they're in control.
I actually think when he pounced was perfect. It waited for the next guy to get there. If they both die at the same time, Slasher's another second or two, and they don't get the pinch. But where has this been? Where have these plays been from OpTic? That is a perfect and flawless early rotation and pinch that comes out of them. Empire now in desperation mode, but TJ says keep it desperate. You're getting smoked. 15 more points needed to lock it down. Over the 30 kill marker. Slasher, TJ, and Dashy as the superstars have shown up in a big, big, big way. OpTic strike first. Where has it been, Joe?
Great question. I really don't know. Maybe it was the role change. Maybe it was, hey, we should try to play. We should practice.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the stats
That's a good question about this. What is more impressive, Dashy going 35 and 23 with an M4, or Dashy going 35 and 23 with an MP5 in his hand?
Well, and then we'll look at what it's happening to like guys like Slasher, right? I mean, it's just opening the thing up where Slasher is in a position to put on a show. You look at the other side. One thing we've talked about is Crim being so consistent in respawns. He's not there, doesn't play too well. Where is everybody else? You need someone else to step up in these respawns. It's a little scary right now for Dallas.
Let's take a look now at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be TJ Haley who is making play after play, winning gunfight after gunfight. Where in the hell was this in Atlanta? Because he was taking off heads, hitting his shots, the movement on point. TJ was frying.
This is just one of those situations, right, where the frustration from Slasher and about practice, this is where it comes in from, because they knew that they could play at this level with the best teams in the world. It just came down to practice, the effort that they wanted to put into it, and you're finally starting to see it.
It's just so funny to me because, you know, I was a believer. Well, somewhere. You know, I've been a big believer, though, and this is going to happen eventually.
Anybody with any sorts of intelligence was.
Yes, I agree with you. That's how it should have been, but I don't know if that was the case. But what's crazy to me is just how quickly it seems to have happened. Like, they looked pretty bad still, pretty pedestrian back in Atlanta, and now what seems to be overnight, suddenly they look like a team that has potential to rival top squads.
Well, I will say, though, at Atlanta, right, you talk about them losing to Atlanta FaZe. The Florida match, I mean, there was 2, maybe 3 maps that they should have won. They just didn't. It just felt like after that first match, they tilted a little bit. They didn't close games out. We heard before Atlanta that their practice was better. Like, they were starting to figure it out. But then they make that role change. They knew coming into this weekend, you had to be a little bit more.
Do or die.
And it's starting to pay off.
Well, let's now look at the U.S. Air Force quickscope coming into this match, where these two teams sat. Is we'll take a look at the breakdown overall, and I think this is just here in LA, I imagine, is where the stats actually is. That might be over the course. That'd be the course of the year. It has to be overall, since they're under a 1.0. Pretty similar though for the most part, outside of maybe Dom. So now we go to Gunrunner. We're going to stay on Gunrunner now for the search and destroy. I think you've seen improvements there from OpTic. Well, really in every facet of their game, you've seen improvements. One of the better modes for Empire for sure. This is where they have to answer back. Because it's been a day of 3-0s. Hell, it's been a weekend of 3-0s, really. There's been quite a few of them.
Yeah, I think that's just due to the nature of you had some teams with some substitutes, right? Maybe teams making roster changes coming into this one. Where that happens, like that chemistry, it takes time a little bit to build. But look at that Gunrunner. I believe we had Dallas at 1-1 throughout the year. OpTic 0-1. But I think this might have been the one in Atlanta that they threw away. That
OpTic?
search and destroy.
Yes, it was.
So they have the repetitions.
They've thrown away a lot of maps at this point, Joe.
Hopefully they fix their mistakes as well, but you already saw that. You love it. Dashy last night putting on a show with this snipe.
That's something we should be seeing for years and years to come.
It's an A-hit right away out of Dallas. Switching it up.
Kenny's going to get caught. The rotation is going to come across. Cap trying to get here in time, but everybody being picked apart. It's now going to fall to Dashy with his sniper to really hit the shots.
Tim and TJ, 2v3.
This was a 2v5 though, right? When he got the kill?
They've gotten them off the bomb. The rotation is there. They're just going to take their time. You see TJ, he's going to get some information back Forest if he turns around, but he hasn't. Okay, so now they're aware the bomb's not planted. Something's got to be up, right? This retake though, not easy. And while it's not going to be much easier with TJ getting taken down a 1v3, dead silence used, trying to find that player.
Wow. 30 seconds. Dashy looking to clutch the 1v3 and what would be a 2v5 for him and TJ. Just has to make some decisions. There's so little time to work with. I think he spotted both players at this point. He thought he hit it. Wouldn't have mattered though as the crossfire came in. Nice round from Empire. I like the early A hit. Yeah. Catches him off guard, gets him out of position.
Right, so what does that mean for OpTic, right? It means right away, every single defense, it's going to come up, they could hit A, right? So what does that do? That means you have to send someone over there, which may lighten up that B attack. So, yeah, I like that a lot from Dallas.
Keep them honest, right? Make them respect both sides. Looks like they want to get very aggressive up middle. Look at Empire. Empire just flying. They're flying right into green. Cap's going to have a gunfight instantly. He gets cut down by Illy as Empire just go for that mid-map control and soar on in. But when the dust settles, just one player dies from either side. But you have no map position whatsoever if you're OpTic.
Yeah, I can't see what number that is for Dallas, but they're inside of that vent rim, so that's going to be Shotzzy. We see that through X-ray. But he can flank or help out. You see the push through Forest. Yeah, Dallas, they just took map position away from OpTic. What could be a very fast 2 rounds, and I think you love that. Just the response after getting destroyed in that map #1. Dallas Empire quickly up 2-0.
They're bullying him. They are absolutely bullying him. They are having their way with him on the map. The confidence is there. They're toying with him. I mean, you saw the minimap instantly, right? Why we zoomed out to the third person? I was like, oh, they're flying at something. You could just see they were ready to go. Cap's just going up the green window like, hey. Already Illy soaring in his face.
Is that how Cap sounds? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how Cap sounds.
Yeah, all right.
So what do you do if you're OpTic to combat the aggression you've seen from Empire?
You got to go back right at them, right? I mean, you get your players like Kenny and TJ, and you hit them head on, and you're starting to see that. Look at the pressure up towards Forest. Shotzzy, I don't know if he's going to be ready for this. One player at Rock, he's going to get taken down. The trades begin, but TJ, he's going to find 2. There we go. That's what you want to do, a match aggression with aggression, especially that map 1 that TJ had.
Well, and I think that's why we had so much promise with OpTic, is just when you think about that play style, being aggressive, going toe-to-toe, headbutting some of the top teams, they should be able to do it, and there they answer it. But it's not done yet. Clay's got a minute to work with. Like that Simtax almost hit him in his forehead.
Still some time to work with. He has dead silence available as well. JCap just playing for information.
No stupid deaths. Just buy time.
Got to be careful with that one, though. I mean, yeah. Okay, they were just challenging. I think the stun hits.
I thought TJ was doing, or sorry, Cap was doing a good job just playing a little game of peekaboo. But TJ just jumps up, challenges, and gets smoked. His duo and Dashy, though, had the angle. I really need them to change their flags. When I see like an Australian flag and a Paris flag for these players, it confuses me.
Oh, yeah, the calling cards, yeah.
Yeah, the calling card, yeah. The Australian phenom, Dashy. A little bit less aggressive from Empire defensively. This time they want to play a little bit more passive behind the snipe from Illy. That's a shot you need to hit, and that one he does.
Hits the harder one.
Yeah, right, the flick on point. Dashy buried.
Nice first blood. You see TJ, dead silence. That means it's time to go.
You gotta win that. You gotta win that. Shot just a little bit off to the right. And Krim makes him pay. It's on Slasher and Cap now, 2 versus 4. Cap with the beams. Cap, not known for his search and destroy prowess, but with Dead Silence still up in a 1v2, can he get it done? 35 seconds to work with.
Illy's watching this, though. They're watching each other's crosses. Illy's going to spot him. You have one player up top as well. Such a tough position. Dallas, they respond, but yeah, Cap, man, he's locked in. He's like, just give me the next respawn.
Yeah.
Give me the next respawn.
I mean, just his movement and aggressive and the way he's taking fights, like, Cap's feeling it. His movement a little bit off there as he tried to get back into water, but a tough spot. Nice round from Empire. (3-1) Empire trying to tie up this series at 1-1 if they can pull out the W here in the search.
That's all Dashy has to see, right? It's just one player cross. That to him probably means it's a B hit, and that's exactly what it is. TJ inside a cargo. Trying to play his life. Position is there for Dallas. They are all over the B site. Who top bathrooms, but Quavo, he's gonna pop on out, find 2 kills with a nade and that M4.
2 players left for Dallas. One should be spotted and dropped. Slasher, easy pickings. It's all on Crim 6 this time around. 1 versus 4, 45 seconds to go. Bomb down on that B site. Just maybe looking for any kind of entry pick to get an opening, even push forward, but this borders on unwinnable with the time left. And he does have Dead Silence to use and a stun, but
this is one of those situations, right, where you're waiting alive this long and you're giving 4 players, you see it available, Dead Silence for the following round.
yeah, I mean, they got a lot of progress towards it. 2 players pop with it. Finally, he will drop.
They might all have it.
Yeah. Gives him a good chance to bring this back and tie up the round.
Now, we didn't exactly see it, but as soon as TJ saw Hook up top, you saw they had some nades and they just exploded out of water. I think that was Kenny who found the 2.
Yeah, I don't know if he naded that guy that was on the top balcony outside of bathrooms.
I think he threw a nade into green and then he pushed behind that
guy.
nade. Yep.
Well, you saw that TJ knew he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
He kept pre-aiming that, right? I thought maybe he'd be worried he wasn't there when the nade missed, but probably got the call out from Kenny. Yeah, Dead Silence loaded up across the board really for OpTic. Nice first blood from Prim. Dashy nearly answers back.
They at least get the trade. Get them off that strong position B. They can fight mid-map. You see Quavo starting to work towards bathrooms. Illy up top. That's going to be Quavo. Able to find 1.
He gets that call from Slasher and just goes. Unfortunately for him, there's 2 there. But now TJ, with the Dead Silence, tries to push into a more aggressive position. And it looks like maybe like an A flank starting to develop for Empire if they opt to push this out. They've gotten into Trax and Vent Room. And TJ's like, nobody's home. So for that Dead Silence, he's not going to get a ton of use out of it. Shotzi's Dead Silence just runs out mid-map, but he does get to a forward position outside of green. Could possibly catch the bomb planter.
Yeah, he's able to.
He does, but it gets planted.
Plus, Dashy's getting isolated. He only has a sniper. He's going to get taken down.
Did his hip, 2 of those hip fire shots hit? Oh,
yeah,
he's
hip fire's
up that?
Really good.
Dear Lord. Then TJ to clutch 1 versus 3. 30 seconds to go. Time on his side.
Doesn't have Deddy. Does not have Deddy. Diffuse has not started yet. It hasn't started yet. I like this. He's gambling for it. He's gambling for it. He's got to be careful. Hooked out, plays the time. Dallas very patient from this duo.
Yeah, I mean, he has Dead Silence maybe. Maybe he can do it, but Hook able to use the sound cues to his favor. Peeks at the perfect time, takes off TJ's head. 4th round win to Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, what you're hoping for, right, is that Dallas plays all the way back. They can get the bomb down. Dashy's in the back of the map with a sniper rifle. But as soon as they start to hit the flank and they isolate Dashy,
they play it all A side, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, that had to be frustrating for TJ when he pushed up with Deddy, thinking he's going to be able to get a pick, but they were all out. That's a really nice play in the 3v3 from Empire. Nice movement from Hoop. trade there for an instant, but everything else seems to go Empire's way very quickly. It's JCap left on an island. This should be the 5th round for Empires. They've dominated the game 2 search and destroy. No dead silence to use. No utility to use.
Good luck with that one.
No position to use. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's in trouble. Somehow he's alive.
You
Hold
never
on.
count out JCap.
I mean, you never count out Crim and Clay, though, either.
And he just tries to wrap the edge. He will get caught. 5th round for Empire.
Yeah, I mean, Hook only gets 1, but he starts that trade process, right? Like, he's the first guy in. He opens the site up. After that, Dallas just fly on through towards B.
What could be our final round. Empire on defense. Nice game from Crim, Hook, Clay. 7 on the board for all of them. Really nothing standing out too much about OpTic. All in that 4 to 5 realm.
Comes the pressure from OpTic. You see where Kenny is, and they know it now, too. The double nades in from Dallas. They take care of that. I like that nade placement. They knew where it was going to do damage. That's just repetitions, knowledge of the game, and they have it. TJ now trying to make a deadly play, able to spot 1, can't finish that 2nd kill. He can't finish it, and he punishes him for it.
That help so crucial there to keep Hook alive. Cap could not have got worse timing as he's reloading. Then the flank comes in on a dashy. He will drop an Empire. Very clean and controlled in the search. That's a 6-2 victory, and it's a dominant one. I think you have a convincing win from OpTic in the game 1, convincing win for Empire in the game 2 as back and forth we go. All square.
Yeah, that's the exact response that you wanted. Right? It just felt like they were moving around the map way better than OpTic Gaming were.
Especially the gambles they took early, the aggression early. It just feels like they kind of went in, punch OpTic square in the jaw and said, how are you going to answer?
Yeah.
The stats, again, nothing too huge that really stands out. Just kind of balanced from both teams. No one really lagging behind. No one taking over the game. What really stood out was Empire's strategies. They seem to be better at that mode, more prepared on offense and defense, and their willingness to be aggressive and take over key areas of the map. Just put OpTic on the back foot right away.
And exactly, when OpTic did have a push, you saw that they had the response, right? Dallas threw 2 nades, got a first blood. So just beautifully done from Dallas Empire.
We've had a weekend filled with 3 L's, but it's not going to be happening here. All tied up 1-1 as the battle of the Titans goes down. Empire, OpTic, LA, Dom up next.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid.
PS4, the official platform partner of Call of Duty Challengers.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Now it is about that time where I have the results on this very special card in front of me from the challengers. Okay, so I'm gonna start with third place, which is going to go to Encrypted Gaming on my left here. Please put your hands together, come on. Third place, challengers. They've worked so hard to be here, love it. Thank you, LA, thank you. Now, in second place, we do have a team we've seen previously before on this stage. Is Team Singularity on my right here. Hands together, LA. There we go. Congratulations, guys. And your champions here for Challengers Home Series LA is Team No Mercy. There we go. There we go. Right, I'm gonna speak to a very special person right now. I'm jumping in here. Parasite, you may know him. 2013 Black Ops 2 world champion before me right now. Parasite, I've got to ask you right now. So how are you feeling to win Challengers right here, right now? CDL, brand new franchise league. Is this your path back to pro?
Well, that's the idea, right? Though you don't want to be a pro player someday. But I'm just happy that we came to this event because we almost didn't attend. These guys, they decided to play with me last minute. And for a pickup team, I don't think first place is too shabby.
Not at all. Now talk to me about your journey through Challengers. How has it been? How has the level of competition been?
The level of competition in Challengers is actually surprisingly really good. Like, there's a lot of top teams, and you know, not every team can make these events. But Singularity, they were our toughest competition this event, and they put up a fight.
Amazing stuff. Now, is there any players in your team that we need to watch out for in the future?
Watch out for all of them. They're all very talented. I mean, like 3 of them just got third at the Atlanta home series. But specifically, Frosty over here on the left, he was our last minute pickup because originally we had Pharaoh, but he ended up playing for the Mutineers. And then this guy right here, Venom, he was making a lot of clutch plays, and I'm really happy with the way everyone performed. I'm just happy that we won.
Amazing stuff. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations, No Mercy. Hands together, guys. First place in Challengers, Team No Mercy. We're going to head right back to the casters now and get back into this next game.
Thank you so much, Lottie. It's great to see Parasite on the main stage. We'll see. I mean, it's been a talk every year, like, when's he going to get back in? He's had those moments in the Pro League, but now getting it done the hard way, the dirty way, through the Challengers division, getting those wins, showing he has the worth to make it onto a team. I don't know if he will, but that's the right step. That is a step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Singularity has been in that situation time and time again. So the fact that they didn't win, it's pretty wild to me. So we'll see what happens.
Well, let's get right into a tactical play presented by U.S. Army. This is going to be Crim6, I believe, making the play, as Crim has been magnificent really throughout today.
Yeah, he has, and this was just that first defensive round where Dallas just got so aggressive up that B site. They took over map control, beautiful shots with that M4, and that's what he's shown us, is that he can do it with any weapon running in that flex position. He's been so good for Dallas.
You know Crim pretty well, but like, how bad does he want to be TJ and Dashy based on last year?
Probably pretty bad, right? I mean, just all the things that we've heard, and I just think Crim wants to get to a final. He wants to win another title.
Look at this, dude. Kenny with his lucky bandana. Without bandana, 0-4, 2-0 with the bandana. Well, I guess he put it on for this weekend because that's the only time they've gotten their wins. But yeah, I guess he snagged it up at Walmart. It's now his lucky bandana. But Kenny, I mean, I think he's always been a guy that's been sort of on the superstitious side with whether it's like, well, it's always been the bandana, hasn't it? Bandana or hoodie or whatever it's been.
Kid's got swagger.
17 sips of water.
It's whatever it is, bro. Kid's on point.
He is one of your favorite players to watch in the entire league, correct?
Yes, I think him and Celium are like 1-2 right now. I love how those guys play.
Well, interesting. Before the year started, you picked Celium to be the year-long MVP. I picked Kenny to be the year-long MVP. Neither may happen,
I just
but
think
we'll
we know the X factor that he can be. We saw it all last year with 100 Thieves. It doesn't matter what role it is.
He gets better as the game goes on, too.
Sure
I think what is frightening. How good can this OpTic gaming team get? But now they need to get to their first final. They're trying to do it through Empire. Empire have already been there before. They did it back in London. Their losses just coming to FaZe and Huntsman. This would be the first team outside of those two squads to beat them if they were to drop. They still hold that over everybody else. Into map 3, tied 1-1. Starting on the strong side will be Empire in the first half. Can they enjoy that AB setup? And if they do, for how long? Clay and Hook chopping him down.
Yeah, looks like they are going to enjoy it for right now. Placer with a nice 3 right off the start. He gets in this top AC position. He's controlling top L with that M4. Nice shots out of him. Well, what does OpTic want to do? It looks like they're just going to try to bully their way through this B zone. Try to work through B, but Clay continues to put on with this nice streak.
Clay putting on a show. We're going to see if OpTic can slow him down inside the site, because they started great in map 1. They just got blown out in map 2. It's OpTic's turn to answer from the weak side in the domination at the start of this half. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with OpTic Gaming.
He's right elsewhere.
Crimson beat our third.
I'll see him right third. Top AC, Illy, top AC, Illy.
Top hill, shots.
Top dead.
Nice, good shit. One bottom.
One guy close.
Could be top AC.
He's on the blue van, Blue van crim. That's smoked out,
Yo, when's their god wall? Their god wall.
Yo, hold it up.
Røkkr, really weak. There's more in here, right?
Third. Shots, door. One shot, bottom out.
fast.
I ran out of ammo. He's one shot to B. Two.
I spawn out. Got it.
Two in. One's Røkkr, one's in
one break.
Alright, bottom area. In and slide.
Their door, Clay. Weak as shit.
Yo, he's hopped up, Shotsy. Look,
He's one shot their door.
Close.
Smoke in here.
Røkkr dead.
They're trophy for it.
Yeah, nothing but all.
Hey, the door. He's close.
Yo, mid stacks floating in. Nice, good shit.
I got naded from the door. I'm one shot.
I'm getting win.
Top AC, Shotsy, one shot.
This guy.
One shot.
The door. One shot.
Hey, the door.
First collar.
Human.
Door truck.
Oh,
Stay up.
Another guy there. Clay.
Yo, Clay's their side hill. He's weak their side door. He's just laying down. Looking their door. AC door.
They can be top scab. They can be top
Fight
Shotsy.
I'm top L.
I have top scab.
I got naded. I got naded for a minute.
You have Tyler?
Well, you heard it there. OpTic Gaming on point. They're able to get that break. They have CB control. One player, though, from Dallas starting to work towards that C neutral. But when that goes on, behind the 3 kills, OpTic Gaming, they're trying to get A control, but it was Illy in a sneaky corner trying to do it again. He actually finds a second kill. Yeah, on the other side of the map, it was TJ who won the one-on-one at C. So he's going to be capturing that. We have fights all over the map in Dallas. I think they're going to try to take this B zone, but they don't actually know. Okay, so they actually found him, the last player at A.
But still, waiting to peek is that number 4. That's going to be Kenny with a chance to go huge. He only takes 1 down, but the reinforcements get there just in time. TJ and Slasher combined for 3. There's a neutral for a moment from Empire, but it'll go right back over to OpTic with 2 minutes left. They're trying to hold this 2-cap, maybe get a lead change, keep it as close as they can. Remember, it was Empire that started on the stronger side with that A spawn. Now, likely a flip as JCap's going to push through. On the other side, we'll see Clayster on C. What happens at B is the question, because you're going to have 2 there from OpTic, 3 from Empire pushing in.
These are big kills right now for Dallas. I think there's one player, he was inside. That was
they both got smoked.
Yeah, they both got smoked. You're right. Slasher trying to do what he can with the M4. Can they at least keep it at a neutral? The neutral comes in, but TJ once again for OpTic having such a big impact. Pulls out the pistol, gets on 4. TJ with 4 at B.
And is that enough? That gives me enough. The reinforcements will get here. JCap will come in the top, miss every single bullet, but he gets there in time. Now Slasher following it up as well. Just keeps the R trigger down and keeps pre-firing bottom L, but what a moment there from TJ. Stops the cap for Dallas, gets the cap now for OpTic, and they're looking at what might be a lead change heading into the half.
Yeah, it was a scary start, but you heard in the listening, Slasher's like, we just need 1 break. We need 1 break, and ever since that 1 break, heck, even their CB hold was solid for about 2 minutes, and then they got the flip. A great second half. Well, these last few minutes.
Great second half of the first half?
Yeah, so I'm going to confuse people.
Dashy was heating up for a moment, but Clay will put him down. As the final seconds trickle off, it's going to be a minimal lead for OpTic, but it's a lead nonetheless when you're down by as much as, 20 or so points at one point in that first half. TJ, a huge part of it in both of the respawns. Lights out in the hard point. Huge plays at the B site. Great stuff from TJ and OpTic to have a 6-point lead despite spawning on the C side to start.
It just felt like ever since the switch too, ever since they were able to hold two, that kill feed was just green more and more. You saw so many more multi-kills. See now, what can Dallas do? What's going to be the play call? They're going to try to push the top side of the map. Are they going to give it up and try to secure B? Because I'll tell you what, one thing we have seen an improvement on it is like CB holds throughout this weekend. It's gotten much better, but Dallas, they're going to give up B. They're going after A.
I feel like sometimes it's how the year goes. Like you have a preferred side, you're better at that. It's the easier side. As the year goes on, you get better at the offside. That's just how it usually goes in Call of Duty titles. So not surprised to see that's happening now, months and months into the title. So here we go, A/B for OpTic. A bit split if you're Empire. You kind of have two lurking mid-map. Multiple were trying to push up towards A.
Shotzi worked through middle, and he's just cutting off the reinforcements. He cut off the reinforcements.
Look where you're spawning if you're OpTic.
Yeah, this is a scary situation. They get a little bit lucky with that parking lot. Well, not lucky, but they get that parking lot spot down low.
Because two spawned out, what, like back green?
Yeah, but that was beautifully done from Dallas as soon as the team kill came in.
Nice job, Hook. Nice job, Hook.
They're trying to go. They're trying to push on through, and they've done it. They've spawned them out towards green. Can OpTic recover towards the A side? Maybe behind that slasher double they can.
Oh my God. Oh no, this might be a trip cap. Maybe not for long.
It would be. It would be if Slasher didn't get those 2 kills. I think it would be.
They're gonna have to rally back towards A as the lead for OpTic about to disappear with the next tick. Great job by Dallas in the opening moments of this half. They haven't got A yet, but they've done such a solid job. OpTic have been kind of spawning out towards top green. They've had like a split spawn throughout most of it. They've gotten lucky in the sense like 2 have spawned safe and 2 have spawned out, and it's almost created these natural pinches to get back towards A. But now they have to get onto the B point. There's the neutral. Here comes the cap. Multiple are going to push up towards C.
Dashy, he's got his hands full. What can he do? He's able to find one now, just has to stay alive. Behind that, you're going to see Slasher number 3 on the minimap start to get the neutral at C. It's going to be a big moment for OpTic Gaming. They have them trapped inside. The rest of OpTic, you just need to stay alive. Nice shots with that MP5. We have a few players from Dallas inside of B. There's just so many fights all over the map.
Illy one's a big one to make sure they can at least have a home flag. Now Dashy is in trouble again. Dashy's about to get pushed by everybody. Chris shots onto the first and now into the house so he can finesse. What a snap. It is onto Crim6. The reaction speed, unhuman. As he looks for the last remaining player, there it is again. 3 for Dashy inside their home cap. Gets an M4 to go with as well, and the lead they had to start the half starting to build once again.
There was an opening, though. There was an opening middle of the map, but TJ with 3. The last bullet headshot comes in.
Well, Dashy and TJ, turns out they're damn good at the game. TJ still going. 6 in a row for Dashy, 5 in a row for TJ. Bit by bit, second by second, the game opens up in Empire. Get into trouble. They've had those comebacks. They've had those big moments. It needs to start in the next 30 or so seconds. It's got to.
Yeah, it's got to start right now. They have a nice pinch set up at B. This is the way they've been attacking it, where you're basically cutting off the reinforcements of OpTic Gaming. And just with a 2 hold, they can get in, but you're going to see, because they push so far towards A, get that C spawn, that comes in. So they're going to start the A neutral, but OpTic Gaming on C at the same time. JCap, now it's his time to make a play. He's able to find one, just trying to buy time. Does get taken down.
I wish he didn't reload there and just played aggressively. I think he still had a lot in the clip, but...
And with 20 points, they can win with 1. They can win if they hold 1 flag right now. So Dallas have to go. They have to get 2 in a neutral.
All the pressure on Empire, and they're on the neutral right now. They're on the neutral as OpTic try to rally over towards A. Kenny finishes 2. Kenny pushes out to the 3rd, but Illy shuts it down.
You got the 2 in the neutral right now. All the flags are open. All the flags are open for Dallas. They're about to get a 3 cap. 1 minute remaining. Here we go. And they're winning gunfights. Illy, he's able to win a one-on-one against TJ. The help is there as well.
They do take out Cleo. I think was the lone guy over towards C. He was the one that was going to get him off the cap.
OpTic need a neutral, though. They need a neutral.
The lead erased as Empire make the clutch. Now all the pressure that was on Empire, it all falls to OpTic to try and make the play. They've got 4 or 5 here towards B. It's Illy going to be waiting low. If the collapse comes in for OpTic, they have to go. The first going to get cut down. Illy trying to hold from the bottom. OpTic, can they find any kind of opening? What a win from TJ it is, but they've got to get on the point. Is it going to be enough? Someone's got to get in there with them. He takes another, he loses it. He loses it. Clay just smokes him, and there's the lead change. Unbelievable. Empire do it in the final moments and pull the map away from OpTic. Are you kidding?
Wow. Holy smokes.
How quickly that flipped once the 3 cap came in for a moment for Empire. OpTic had that game in the bag. The only thing they had to do was hold one flag. One flag is all they needed. One! And they throw it away. They've now choked an 80-point lead in a hard point, a 5-2 lead in a search. Hell, let's add Dom now to it as they've choked away one of every mode. Oh, that's a painful one for OpTic.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in the stats, TJ, he goes off on the other side. Hook, everybody was just putting in the damage, though. It was so back and forth. Here's a reaction from Kenny.
Oh, you need to rub the headband a little bit more, maybe before that one.
That's a frustrating one.
That has got to be so painful, but you talked about the damage. Everybody just putting it down on the map. Dashy has been a phenom in that regard. It doesn't get them the map 3 win, but he has been putting in that damage. Dashy's been insane, but now let's look at the damage dealt presented by PlayStation 4. And that's a hard point game 1.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 being from OpTic. You see how dominant they were, but the number from Dashy just ridiculous as he approaches 4,000. But map 1's long history. It's a long time ago. It's a long, long time ago. All you can remember is the map 3. And they just threw it away.
I mean, there was a point where there was 3 one-on-ones, right? At A, B, and C, and all 3 went the way to Dallas. It just can't happen.
Clay with the pistol at B to smoke TJ.
I don't know if it would have mattered. Like
I don't know if it would have either.
It was sick, though.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
TJ just painted an outline around Clay and then got gunned.
And now here's the test, right? Because I think 2 weeks ago, we would have said it is done. It is over.
How important is that series versus Guerrillas right now?
Yeah, right.
When they choked 2 maps and they came back. How important is that here?
Very important, right? It's we can do this. We can do this. In their game 1 hard point, they were on point. Can they take this to a game 5? You can already see sort of in the player cams, bit of frustration, I think, from all 5 players. But you got to move past it. On the Empire side, I think they're vibing. They are vibing right now. Once again, it's those clutch moments, man. They just continue to do it.
Whew. They've had so many this weekend. Add one more. And I think I said that too, right where they were coming back. I'm like, you got all these comebacks. You got all these clutches. Do it again. Oh, geez. What a play. What a stretch of plays from Empire. But to Ramaza, we go. And I feel like you and we just haven't casted much Ramaza.
I don't think either of these teams have too many repetitions.
I wouldn't think so. Dallas
is 0-1. OpTic Gaming LA is 1-0. So in official matches, both teams have played once. Obviously, they played every day in scrims.
Yeah, but still,
right? It's one of those.
We just, well, you and I touched on it. I think I've commentated this like once or twice though.
I love it. Well,
all right. Well, great use of your syntaxes there from Illy and Shotzi as OpTic Gaming gets blown to bits. At Bridge, we will start the fight. It's OpTic battling for their lives. And remember, OpTic, they came out top of the group, right? So they were the #1 seed coming out. Empire, the #2. Granted, Empire were coming from the harder of the groups with FaZe in it, but it's a tough pill to swallow. You lose once, you are done.
Yeah, even with those 3 nade kills, Illy, though, on the flank, that's just easy. He pinches the hilt. Up next, we're going to be rotating an electronic shop. That's going to be the building in the bottom left, so you're in a good position right now if you're Dallas. 4 kills in a row, make it 5 as Krim set up with his M4. Nice such a power position, and he is on point. You have to think after that game 3, these guys are just on point.
And you just can't start slow if you're OpTic here. I know you just took a gut-wrenching loss, but you cannot start slow. They're able to at least get close to 20 points on the board, but now how do they get this break? They're trying to set up the first push. The point man for Dallas Empire will be Hook out towards mid-map. Clayster with some nice long-range shots. Hook at least takes one with him before he drops.
They're trying to set up the pinch, right? They're trying to set up the pinch, hit both sides, but Hook spawns up backside. Hook spawns up in the back. Slasher, he's ready for it. He gets the trade. Here's an opportunity for OpTic to get in, but it's the M4s of Dallas, Crim, and Clay that are holding on right now. They're able to deal with that push.
About half the time left on this hard point. Nice little peek and challenge from Crim. But there seems to always be one more player from Empire. You just spawn so close, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
You pop like 5 feet from the hard point.
It's the same thing with the next one, though, right? What we talk about in Modern Warfare Hardpoint, you have to be able to respond with a hold of your own, and we're going to rotate to Barbershop. And that's where OpTic Gaming, they're going to have a close spawn.
Dallas can end the series here.
Shots, he might have got through. He might have got through. He might have found a timing. He might have found a timing. OpTic's not ready for this. This is going to be Slasher. He's going to get taken down. He's probably like, what the heck? Where did this guy come from? But at least the trade is there, which means the spawns are going to be there for OpTic.
Dallas with a 60-point lead, looking to shut down the series on this map. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen in with Dallas Empire.
Rotating over the tree.
Yo, he's hitting Zig. He's hitting
Watch
Zig.
Zig, whoever spawned up.
I want you to,
He's just killing. He's gonna back up.
I'm near the tree, guys. I'm near the tree. Someone pick it up. Flasher, left corner hill.
I killed Zig.
Flasher, left corner hill.
Yeah. I'm coming.
I'm holding tree. No, we're
Flasher's left corner. Flasher's left corner.
Slasher, one shot.
No,
Nice. Bottom mid.
Where'd he go?
Bottom money.
Bottom money, got me, Kev.
Yeah, they spawned out.
There's two
Bottom money, then.
Nice.
Bottom money.
There's two, another one, trust,
I hear you.
I need a top mid.
I'm gonna make a play here, guys. I'm making a play here.
Yeah, I'm watching bottom mid.
Get him.
Yeah, top tree. Kenny, he doesn't know through Clay. Oh, he found me. They found me.
They're top mid.
Oh, there's two on me, guys. Two on me, new.
Scap.
Yo, I'm just gonna pitch.
Yeah. I like that.
Push through. You can push through.
Oh, fuck. I should have waited this one.
We're good. Slow it down. Yo, why'd you kill me from top window? Slasher, top window.
He's still on the window.
Good job, Ant. You gotta play hella slow, Ant.
Nice, good job.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, he's there. Be dead.
Alright, let's go, guys.
I'm in the back now.
Ant's spawning them deep. Yo,
Tap got me. C2.
I'm hitting front door. Ant, hit back. Let's go.
I got one. One's bottom mid.
No, I spawned in the back.
One's bottom money. Bottom dirt.
Alright, play this.
Plenty of time.
Yo,
he's middle court.
I'm coming back there.
Middle court got me, TJ. One shot.
Front door.
Yeah.
Top mid,
Yo, flash and ill. Two, front door. Front door dead. One more. One shot close. Nice.
Top mid.
Well, mostly what you heard during that was Empire scrambling to try and stop the comeback from OpTic. They finally do get into construction. Still to get back into the game a bit.
Yeah, what worries me is that Dallas, they just broke Barbershop a little bit too early. And that's where this deficit comes in. But you have OpTic Gaming set up at Ruins. That's going to be our final hill of this first rotation. You have OpTic with some great positioning up by this truck. That's where you want to be. J-Cappy's watching the flank. He's going to find one, but the dead silence, that one player is able to get in, but that was TJ just staying alive as he was able to take down Illy.
Still got 40 seconds here. That big lead will be completely gone if they hold here. What were they down? 70 or so points to start it off? Right now, like 20 to 90, somewhere in there.
Yeah, they were down about 70.
Yeah, doing their best to fight back, but a big push now coming in from Empire. They're looking to split the gap. TJ strong enough to deal with the first. Now Cap has to try and get him out of the point as they go flying in over that half wall. Nice challenge from Clay. As Clay gets 3 with a little bunny hop on through with the M4. So a lovely display of skill there from Clay. But inside the hard point, still going to be Empire. It was Slasher that I think tried to get set up early at top 3 over on the construction side for Bridge, where you saw Crim6 doing so much damage the last time through this hard point.
Yeah, I like this from Ken. He's just trying to wait for his teammates. Now can he win the one-on-one? He can. Huge play. Slasher finds 2 as well. There's one player left at construction from the Dallas Empire side. He's going to be top 3. He's going to shoot him in the back. That was Shotzzy with that dead silence, just making plays, finessing around. They're trying to hunt him. And with him alive, it's going to be so difficult to hold on to the hill, but they're able to do so now, just down 14. OpTic Gaming, they have fought their way back into it.
Hey, we didn't see it, but big plays from TJ. He killed both. Both those lurkers and Illy and Shotzzy both get shut down by TJ. Clayster, though, with another triple. Is that enough to get them right back into it? There's a rotation then from Dashy on the other side of things. One-on-one versus Illy.
Can he win it? They're trying to hang on to the spawns. They spawn out. This is not good for OpTic. Slasher, he spawns up with that M4. He's going to have 3 players to deal with. Only can handle 1. So, yes, you have the lead change for OpTic, but we saw what Dallas was able to do inside this hill last time.
Knock, knock. It's J-Cap. Can they break it better this time if you're OpTic? They tried to do a little bit of a pinch through to the spawn, never found success. But due to that positioning from, I believe, Clayster towards construction, he's spawning them all out ruin side. So they're funneling in, trying to get in the mid-map, trying to hit front door. And it's just easy pickings for Shotzzy, Illy, Hook, all 5 go down, and what a tough hard point this is to break. And it feels like all the work OpTic did, all the work to get back into this game and take a lead change, it all just goes away with a big hold here from Empire. What an answer.
Yeah, but they have to hold Barbershop. Barbershop was bad. It was not good for OpTic on the last rotation. Keep this game in. TJ was trying to, you know, take away some scrap time. He pushed it one more time, but the rest of OpTic, they rotate over. Comes the first push for the Dallas Empire. Smokes are down. Shotzzy, Krim, they go flying. But a nice 2 kills from Kenny will slow down Hook.
Somebody just has to get into the hard point. They'll now get in for OpTic. Trailing by 40. With 40 to go on the hard point. Getting the kills, clearing them out. Top rug, I believe, is TJ with a chance. Oh, sorry, TJ's gonna end up dropping right as they call it out. And Hook comes flying in through the window. So now there's nobody in the hard point. Everybody's spawning around bottom and top cafe. Someone's gotta get back and get into it. It's Kenny that'll do it. It hasn't been perfect, but it's enough to give you just about a tie game, assuming they get the rest of this time.
Now watch number 5, that's J-Cap. He's going on a big pinch for OpTic Gaming for construction, but you can see 1 player all the way top 3 construction. They got a guy on that, and that's Clay. He's ready for it. He knows the rotations. He's the man doing it with the AR.
I think we got another nail biter in the books, Joe.
Yeah,
203, 203. Over to construction we go. Dashy looks for an opening top rug. Maybe he's found it. He's got a teammate here to work with, but he's going to get tagged up from behind.
Under, that was from under.
It was, but TJ gets on through. Unfortunately, too many players there. The only guy left really to make an impact is going to be Kenny. He needs to stay up until his teammates get here. He can create the chaos. 25 points away from victory now are the Dallas Empire. There's the pick for Kenny.
Still alive.
Can his teammates now get the collapse and then win the fight's bottom? In they go. It's Clayster with the multi-kills again as Clay gets 3. Slasher the guy to try and contest, but Clay goes huge. Is it enough to close out the game with a time for multi-kill?
They have to contest. They've already started to rotate, but they have to contest right now. A few players already rotated for OpTic. Slasher can't get in.
Not gonna get there. They're not gonna get there.
They rotated. Why did they rotate? Dallas Empire. They win 3-1. I don't know. Oh man.
I don't know if they thought those 2 players were going to be able to do it. What, 3 rotated? I get maybe having 1 guy go, but there were still 15 seconds left. What was that?
I think they just thought that those players were going to get inside, and maybe some miscommunication from the OpTic side, but when you look at this series, when OpTic goes back and watches this series, it's that game 3, right? I mean, they had all the momentum. It was a close game for a hard point. We're going to take a look at our stats, but that Dom, man.
That's a rough map for Dashy. Doesn't really rebound after that Dom. That is a tough loss, and they just could not answer back. But Clay, you cannot speak more about Clay. He went 32-17, and he must have had 6 triples.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many times where he came up with huge multi-kills, and you saw at the end there construction with a lone man left bottom construction. He gets 4. Clay, the old man, playing like he's 19 again, going off on the main stage. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was it. If they take care of Clay, they're in for the contest. They probably get some time. Then you could focus on that rotation ruins. But he gets all 4. Slasher was trying to hide behind the smoke. He gets spotted. Nobody was able to get that trade because Kenny, he finessed around construction long enough to buy some time. but it's Dallas Empire. They advance to the final.
Oh, Clayster, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Multi-Kill going off. We've got him on the main stage with Rich.
It's time for your PlayStation instant reaction, and this man was an absolute freak. You popped off in the Dom. You popped off there. I think it was 32 and 17, something like that. What happened? What allowed you to be an absolute freak like that?
Honestly, it's my teammates. They set me up. They go to the right places, allow me to do what a main AR should do, and that's hold power positions. And I think, honestly, the end of that Dom, when I got that pistol two-piece, just, like, fueled me for map 4, and, like, I just didn't miss a bullet map 4.
I'm not going to lie. I saw you getting a little bit loud even starting in that Dom. Everybody here could see it as well. What were some of the words that you were exchanging with your opponents on the other side?
You know, just saying, hey, you guys are great players. I love you guys. You know, I appreciate you. All that good stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's what I heard, actually. I'm really good at reading lips, too. He said something like that, maybe in a few less words. But I also want to ask you right now, this is not a team that we've seen get very deep. They made a couple of changes, and they're definitely looking a lot better. What do you think of this LA squad now?
Dude, I mean, you look at that team coming into this year and even on paper, and they're like 5 of the best Call of Duty players to play the game. And they're really good, and it shows now, like, how aggressive they were in map 1, and they literally just, like, played our game and smoked us with it. So, honestly, the improvement on OGLA has been awesome, and I honestly think they're going to be a contender at the end of the year.
Earlier on the desk, you said to me you think that this could be one of the ones that you win. You said your team obviously has a lot that you can iron out. You know you're going to be one of the best teams. You think that you could win this one. What's the hurdle right now? What do you have to do to be able to actually grab that win?
Yeah, man, it's one of those things, like, we're obviously better than all these other teams that we've been playing, except for Chicago and Atlanta. And I think we are better than them. I think we just make too many mistakes. And I keep telling my teammates, like, we make 10 small mistakes versus these teams and lose by 10 points. If we cleaned up 5 of those 10 mistakes, we would blow them out of the water. So just really tighten up our gameplay, don't make any mental mistakes, and just play our game.
All right, well, let's see if they can tighten it up. We're going to keep on moving forward, jump into a quick break, and then when we return, we got plenty more Call of Duty.